Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Seventh Rule with your stars, Cirroc, Lofton, and Aron Eisenberg.
Hello.
Enthusiasm, I love it. I'm Ryan T. Husk, and first and foremost, we want to tell you that we are now rewatching every episode of Deep Space Nine, starting with the pilot. We did that last week. We're now doing the next one, past Prologue. And we're just going to go every week and knock these out and have a blast doing it. But first, a little bit of news in the world. The Picard series has an official title. The official title of Star Trek Picard is...
Oh, what is it?
What do you think it is, Cirroc?
Star Trek, the next generation.
It is actually very close. It's Star Trek Picard.
No way. No way.
Wow. How did they think of that one?
Well,
I mean, that must have taken a lot of meetings.
That's why they're paid the big bucks, Aron Eisenberg.
Are you serious, guys? Seriously?
Oh, yeah. They also have a new logo. Actually, I could show it to you. While I look for that logo, Aron, do you want to tell us a word about Trinity Comics?
Yes, I would love to, Ryan. Our sponsor, Trinity Comics Convention Services, attends over 30 comic conventions a year and has private signings with some of the biggest celebrities and comic creators in the world. They offer COAs and certification through CGC and CBCS. Make sure to visit them online at www.trinity-comics.com.
Pretty cool. That did
not find actually, it's really cool. They, if you can't get somewhere, they get signatures for you. So that's one of their services. I think that's kind of cool. Who did I just see that they were going to get? I just saw them like, wow, that's really cool. If I remember, I'll bring it back up later.
Yeah, so COA, Certificate of Authenticity.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So they can authenticate your signatures, authenticate your comics, and also rate them and grade them for making sure that you have the necessary paperwork to determine the quality of your comics. Something that I know a lot about, because when I was collecting comics, we'd preserve them and make sure that they were always kept in a certain condition.
Did you collect my comic?
No, yours is the one that I stopped collecting when your comic came out. Actually, that's when I retired from comics.
Somebody posted a picture of my comic, and they said, "Look what I found in the half-off bin."
Wow.
Ouch. Ouch.
It's official. Star Trek Picard is here for your viewing enjoyment.
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
More lens flares. Bouquet. I can't wait.
Bouquet. Yeah. So that's the big news of the day, that their Picard has the new official title and the new official logo. And a lot more stuff's going to be coming out fast and furious. Also, the Star Trek Discovery Facebook page and Twitter page and Instagram, they've all changed from Star Trek Discovery to Star Trek on CBS All Access. So from now on, that page that used to be just for Discovery is now the central hub for all of Star Trek on CBS All Access. So it's going to have Discovery, it's going to have Picard, it's going to have all the new series coming out from there. And the handle for all of those is at Star Trek CBS. So that's, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Star Trek. It's at Star Trek CBS. Because I know Cirroc was asking about that.
Yeah, I wanted to handle it.
All right. So let's get into it. Now we are in episode 2, or some people say episode
actually 3.
Oh, no, you're right. It's 3.
Because the pilot was a 2-parter, right? Is that what we're looking at? Okay.
Yeah,
that's right. So it's called Past Prologue, and
directed by Rick
Colby.
Who's that?
He had married Kate Mulgrew was married to Kate Mulgrew at one time, if I'm correct, or dated. Married or dated?
He was dating. Yeah.
Dated. Oh, that's right, because you were very jealous, and he said, Cirroc, settle down.
It had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. But Rick
That's
was
the real reason we went over to the Voyager craft service
But
table.
Rick was like, he was a guy that stood out. As we had a crew of directors that would come in on a regular basis. Livingston was one of the guys that really stands out.
Yeah.
Rick Colby stood out. I mean,
Our good buddy Les Landau.
Les Landau, who requested not to work with us ever again.
19 takes. Les, why am I working with these kids? Why am I working with these? I'm not a kid, Les. I'm not a kid.
Did you ever have aspirations of directing any episodes?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I even asked if I could go through that process.
Oh, really?
They said no. Yes, I wanted to so bad. I really wanted to go through that. I said, can I just go through it to learn? No. So I was really disappointed, actually, because I saw all the others, but I'm not a regular, right? So I can't really make that happen. And so I was just kind of left with, no, I guess I couldn't go through it. I really wanted to, though, because I really wanted to get into directing. As a matter of fact, I started to get into producing. I wanted to get into production. And I was working as a page on the Paramount lot because I thought, okay, I'll work my way up. And I think the writers, as I was given a tour one day, the writers walked by and go, what are you doing? I'm all, want to get into production. Got to start somewhere. And I think they walked away going, we need to write more for him. And I think I started working more. But then I realized if I get into production, I'm never going to be home with my boys. So I stopped doing that.
Yeah, one thing I saw Avery doing when he was directing, I would, sit next to him watch him go through his script. And he had all these notes prepared for the scenes and, how he wanted to shoot different scenes or whatever sentiments that he wanted to express during the scenes. And I just remember looking at how much preparation and how much work it was for him to be directing an episode. And I always thought to myself, wow, I wonder why you would take on that much more work when you already are the star of the show and have to be on the set for 16 to 18 hours a day. So I was like, wow. And on top of that, he took on the responsibility of directing episodes. Yeah. So that's just literally double the work.
And especially Far Beyond the Stars, where he was the central character for that episode. Exactly. So he's working every day.
And directing. Which means he's not going back to his trailer in between takes.
And after we're wrapped, he's probably going to watch dailies.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's it's so much extra work, and it just makes me think, wow, he really took on a lot of responsibility on that show. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that, not much is known about how he would travel back and forth to his house in Jersey every week.
Damn, I thought you were going to say travel back in time.
No crystals. He didn't have the crystals yet.
The magic crystals.
I was thinking in the documentary we were just talking about for our other episode, you and your brother are, what I realized in that scene, you're actually talking about how to go get a time crystal so you can get me off the ship before it blows up. That's
what it was about.
Yeah.
That's what it was about.
So before we get too deep into it, I did forget to mention that everybody listening in on this and everybody watching us, please go to find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter. Just look for the 7th Rule with the number 7, TH. We're also considering taking in an intern or two. So if you're a super duper Star Trek fan, especially Deep Space Nine fan, and if you have some skills that you think could help the group out, social media, tech stuff as well, just send us a little email to the 7th Rule Podcast at gmail.com and tell us why. And we're also going to be answering your questions. We've had some. We've also have some questions, a couple questions and comments on our Facebook page and from our patrons. So we will address those a little bit later. But without further ado, past Prologue, dude, Dude, I remember, and Aaron and I were talking about this. I always say the same thing. Same thing I say about Next Generation, which is just kind of get through the first couple seasons. It gets a lot better. But when I was watching past Prologue again, I was like, this is a good episode. This is not a good episode considering it's the first season or something like that. It's actually a good episode. And it made me look forward to rewatching these so much more, because I was like, these, if they're going to be as good as this one, this is not going to be like homework. This is going to be like an enjoyable thing to do. These are great episodes. I mean, I already loved the pilot, but so far just the second one or third one, I thought was a very solid, interesting, and entertaining Star Trek episode. Cirroc, Aaron's nodding, but you're not. What do you think?
No, I do think it was. I thought it was a good episode. The critique I have it was that I felt coming off of the first episode that it was maybe a little bit slow, and I realized that they are setting up characters. They're setting up what is going to be taking place throughout the show. So there's a few things that I thought were a little bit slow, but I thought one of the good things was just the character introduction and the way they're developing these now new formed relationships on Deep Space Nine.